Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time is that you come across this video. If you felt drawn to this video, then there might be a message in here for you. I'm Mama Neptune. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, get comfortable because I'm going to be uploading at least 3 times a week. Currently, I'm tasking myself to do 1 reading a day for the next 30 days. And so far, we're on day 3. Every reading may not resonate with you. Every reading may not call out to you. And that's okay. You know, these readings are timeless. So whenever it is the right time for you to come across a reading or whenever you feel most drawn to it, that is when the message may be most potent and most relevant for you. Okay? I myself go back and listen to some of the old readings that I've done, and I'm kind of shocked by the fact that there's things that I've posted years and years ago, 6 years ago or more, that feel relevant to where I stand today. So anyhow, I am feeling really drawn to doing 2 different readings, 2 different piles. And so because there's only 2 readings, some of these messages may feel a little bit more broad, may not feel as like exactly specific to your situation, because again, I'm doing a general message for the whole collective. Full one-on-one readings are your most surefire way of being able to know that the energy that you're currently in is going to be interpreted and the message is most pristine at that time. With that being said, I am not currently taking clients right now. So if you're interested in potentially getting a reading from me down the line, I highly suggest that you follow me on social media. I'm going to be posting a lot more consistently in order to rebuild an audience, and I hope that you join us. Right now, I have a goal of 2,000 subscribers. So my goal is to be there. That's a little bit more than maybe 900, 800 to 900 more people. So I'm hoping that, I'm able to hit that goal soon. So you guys, without further ado, let's choose our piles. Okay, about 3 minutes and 2 seconds. And when I say these numbers out loud, this is also just for me to remember, to be able to know where the timestamps are going to be, okay? So ancestors and spirits, let's do 2 different piles. Okay. All right, we got a canteen here for group 1. And group 2, we're going to do headphones, okay? So here's the canteen. Okay. And here, it got water in it. It's nice and cold. Here are the headphones. They are over the head ear headphones, noise canceling, really good bass. Okay. And here's this is the headphones. Okay. Now, whichever one you feel most drawn to, the water canteen or the headphones. Go ahead and pick your pile, and we're going to start your reading. Okay. Pile 1. one. Okay. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with pile one. What could they possibly need to know? Or give me some information about the people who are in pile one so they can connect with and make sure that this reading resonates with them. Tell me about pile one. Tell me about pile one. Pile one, okay. Three of Swords. King of Pentacles reversed. Two more cards. Queen of Swords. I saw the Six of Swords. It didn't jump out of the deck, so I'm going to acknowledge it, but I may not. Two of Swords reverse. Okay. And the Judgment card. Okay. Pile one. Let me just say this, okay? Y'all have some interesting energy because it feels like y'all had to walk away from someone and you're hurting about it, but you're standing on business and potentially, like, you know, still mulling over the choices that you've made, wondering if this is the right thing, if you've made the correct decision. Yeah, and please ignore my heater because it is about to snow. So if you hear the heater, let's just ignore that, okay, babes? So anyway, yeah, you know, the vibe, especially with the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck, like y'all are just in a position of maybe like reviewing, ruminating, thinking about this, you know, stewing this over, wondering if things can work out, if y'all will get back together, if you made the right decision, are they going to change? Because see, with the Queen of Swords, this is a really intelligent person. This is a person that had to make a logical decision and not necessarily an emotional based one. It's more like, hey, I'm looking at the good versus the bad, you know, and you just don't fit into this life that I want for myself. You don't fit into the vision that I have for the kind of love that I want and the relationships I want to have or the connections. Or maybe this was a situationship or a person that kind of had a lot of inconsistencies, or they consistently like chose to be inconsistent. This may be a person who just didn't get their shit together, or maybe just didn't mature, or like there's a lot of patience that I feel that you may have even given them. And you're like, look, bro, like I don't have time for this no more. I don't have any interest in what it is that you got going on. I don't want to hear your excuses anymore. I have figured out how to get myself through a bunch of shit, and I'm still here, and I'm still available, and I'm still standing, and I'm still like open. And you are consistently letting whatever little things that are going on around you, or even if they are big things, right? You're letting all of these things overtake your ability to show up for me in the way that I need you to show up for me, right? And maybe some of you guys are feeling this way, like this, if he wanted to, he would. And if you're watching this around the time that I post, or, you know, relatively, you know, soon after, which is like, you know, mid-February in 2025, this could even be like you guys reevaluating Valentine's Day. Like, what did you do? Did you put in an effort? Like, you know, did you show up for me the way I wanted you to? This could be, you know, down the line in a couple of weeks, if you come across this video at that time, this could be, you know, some of the energy of Venus retrograde. So, you know, I think that wherever you are, you're in a place of like evaluating or you know, this relationship, and maybe even had made a decision to end things, or you are, you know, kind of going a little cold or detaching emotionally from the connection, and you're, you know, in a position where you're getting ready to leave this person if you haven't already. And that's also, you know, clarified by that Six of Swords that I saw when I was shuffling, that kind of came out but didn't. So maybe some of y'all again are on the precipice of leaving. You may not fully be gone yet. Yeah, so that's very interesting. So far, if that sounds like you, boo, let's keep going. Okay. yeah, pile one, the people who are kind of in this interesting space where they're leaving or they've left, and you know that energy of like contemplation is kicking in, and we just want to know, you know, what kind of messages do we have for this collective, for this pile. The Death card reversed, okay. The Tower card, okay. Wow. Page of Wands. Nice. Okay. Six of Swords reversed. Okay. Yeah. Again, y'all, and the Sun reversed. Okay. So, for some of you guys also, you know, this does feel potentially even like the person that you've left may, okay, clarifying some of these cards. Some of these people that you've left and that you're moving on from, it's almost like, you know what? There's a song by Chingy, okay? Now, some of y'all youngins don't know what I'm talking about or who that is, but Chingy is an artist, and he was really, really big, you know, in like the earlier 2000s. You know, he had the song, I Like the Way You Do That Right There. Yeah. But he also had a song called, that went, every time I try to leave, someone keeps pulling me back, telling me I need you in my life. Every time I try to go, something keeps telling me that everything gonna be all right. Now listen, I'm not trying to sing to y'all, okay? I know a lot of the tarot girlies be singing and they be full blown singing. I'm not trying to do all that. It is early in the morning. I'm not gonna do that with y'all. However, I'm giving you the lyrics, okay? Listen, that song, every time I try to leave, something keep pulling me back, telling me I need you in my life. Every time I try to go, something keeps telling me that everything gonna be all right. Okay? It was meant to be, so that means we gotta make it work, okay? This may be a person that does these fucking things where it's like it takes you fucking leaving, or it takes you insinuating that you're gonna leave, or it may take you to detach. It may mean that you gotta get to a point where you no longer give a shit, where you no longer care. By the way, I cuss. Just if you're not familiar with me yet, I'm not that. I'm a grown 30-year-old woman. I cuss, okay? So anyway, yeah, so this may be a person who plays these games. And whether they intend to play these games or not, it's like the thought of you leaving or the feeling of you leaving kind of triggers them to react, okay? This is not, again, this boils down to a person who lacks the ability to take accountability. This boils down to a person who is almost like refusing to acknowledge the fact that they've made all of these like infractions, right, for a period of time, because I can see that there has been a level of like patience that you've shown, and like and understanding, and even a level of empathy. Like the Queen of Swords, you know, to grow into that space, to get to that place of confidence and self-assuredness, like it takes time to build that and to accumulate this level of wisdom. So you have had to see over the course of time the pattern and the pathologies of this person for you to come to this decision. However, this person may be doing this now, or they have done this in the past, where it's like you don't want to be with them, or you don't like you decide, hey, this is not it for me, and it's almost like they try their hardest to rope you back in. They will love bomb you, but they're not able to maintain the vibe that they set you up for. And so yeah, like this person, it seems like they want to be with you mostly when you don't want them no more. But when you do right by them and you're like, it's like it's not a balanced connection. This feels like a person that has come like that avoidant style or their disorganized style, something that's not very secure, something that's not very consistent, something that's not very mature. And it feels like maybe you're in a position where you're not interested in this fucking game no more. You may have grown from that. And potentially, like, this could be you being a formerly anxious attachment person or a formerly disorganized person who's growing to have a more secured connection. But in order for you to grow into these connections, you have to be willing to walk away from things that don't serve you and, like, not put yourself in situations where you are continuously triggered. Okay? And so, yeah, I don't know if this is a good deal for you. I don't feel that this connection has been very good for you. And especially with the Tower card, I feel like this either came to you, like, in some sort of, like, aha moment. Like, it could feel like maybe Valentine's Day, maybe you didn't get a gift. Maybe they didn't put a lot of thought or effort into it, or maybe, I don't know. It just feels like you may have realized that, or maybe this Venus retrograde where this person is potentially trying to come back into your life, or whatever the case may be, where you're feeling as though, dang, like, you can do all of this now to get me back, but you couldn't do these things when I was with you. For some of you also, there was something egregious that happened, what I mean, that caused you to have this aha moment. Maybe it was a behavior that they exhibited or a way that they may have disrespected you or your relationship. It could have been, an argument, a fight. It could have been something like a crisis, some eighth house shit, This could have been that going on with you where you're like, you know what, I can't fucking do this no more. And for some of you, even more egregiously, this could have even been a person that has given you an STD. Okay? Or, like, this could have even been a situation in which something tragic or some sort of crisis happened to you. And they, like, kind of left you out to dry. Okay? So, for some of you guys, again, like, this was a fucked up thing that you encountered. You encountered a situation with a person that clearly showed you that they're not the kind of person that you deserve to be with. You deserve something better, someone better who's going to be consistent, who's going to be someone you can trust, someone who is worthy of your love and worthy of your kindness and your patience. And, like, when you sucked that well back up dry and you're no longer pouring into this person, now all of a sudden they can do all these things. They want to pour into you. They want to do so much things for you. Okay? And again, it doesn't feel good. And also, like, this is a person that's very physical. They want to lead with their sex. Okay? They want to lead with seduction. They want to have some sort of control over you. And I feel like there's maybe even a feeling that they may have where as long as they can get you in bed, as long as they can talk you out your drawers, right? That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. They don't have to, really try. Maybe for Valentine's Day, they want to give you their genitals, your little sex or whatever, a little head, and that's enough. But it's not enough for the thought. There's not romance, right? So it could have been that. It could also just be that this person's just immature. This person just doesn't have the ability to think things through. And again, seeing the fact earlier, like, this is a person that consistently is inconsistent. This is a person that has a lot of fucking excuses, and that feels immature in nature. And also, this could be a person that's older. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't feel like an extremely young person. It feels like energetically they have this behavior or they have some sort of arrested development, but physically in this earthly age in human years, this is not no little ass boy or girl, right? And I'm assuming just from this energy, like the way that it's set up, again, this could go from you being the masculine or the feminine, but with you representing as the Queen of Swords and them being the King of Pentacles reversed, it just feels like y'all y'all are more likely to represent the feminine energy and expression of this collective, meaning the creative, emotional, the emotional openness, and the intuition, and the nurturing, and the kindness. But I feel like Queen of Swords can be a little bit more dark in their energy, having more dark feminine traits as well. So I feel like this could be a place where you're stepping into this era of this dark feminine, this divine dark feminine, where you're not taking a passive, place in life. You're choosing to take over a level of control, and you're choosing to operate from a place that serves you, and you're willing to be selfish, and you're willing to do the things that bring you pleasure and make you feel the best in life. And this is a journey that you're on, right? And in stepping into this era, this could even make his or their experiences and their behaviors and their pathologies, and like just the ways that they live their life and the things that they do with you, it can make it like even more pronounced to why this can't work. Okay. Some of you guys may not even be able to leave just yet, or you're, like I said, you may have not left yet, or they're trying to get you to come back. So a lot of you guys are in this position where it feels like you're in limbo. Some of you guys have been in a situation where, pregnancies or children could have come up, whether those are children that are here on this earth, or children that you took a plan B for, or an abortion, miscarriage, stillbirth, things like that. Trigger warning, I'm sorry. But also, like, some of y'all could really have children. So this could be a person that has kids, but still acts like a kid, is not able to be a parent, not ready to grow up, not ready to really like take on that responsibility. And the inconsistency that they may have as a parent is probably another thing that's pissing you off, because they're not showing up for their children in the way that they should. So again, this is not necessarily a person who I would recommend that you're with. I think that this is also potentially for some of you guys, if this person is not like struggling financially, because some of these people are broke, okay, and they just don't have it together. They're not stable. They don't have none of that stuff going. There's other people who are on the other side of that coin, where there is a level of stability, but they are financially abusive in a way, where they know that withholding things from you is going to get a response out of you, right? They know that, maybe because you're not giving them what they want, or you're not with them anymore, potentially that could even be why this is a person who doesn't want to, support you financially with the kid, or don't want to be like, is trying to like put you in a position where you're relying on them, or you need them, and then they have this power over you where they're like, nah, I'm not giving it to you because you're not doing what I want you to do. So some of these people have seen you suffer. Some of these people have seen you struggle. They've seen you suffer. They've seen you not have. They've seen you go without. They've seen you do so much. And it's like they've watched you. And yeah, they've watched you. It's like they've seen you, and they almost like just didn't intervene. They didn't help. So for some of you guys, this is just a person that honestly hates you. This person hates you. I know that we are conditioned to believe people's excuses, and we want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But a lot of times you can be sleeping with your own enemy, and I feel like this person fucking hates you. They hate you. Because if they can't respect you enough and they can't respect the kindness that you bestow upon them, and like the love and the generosity that you've given them, and like you have to turn into an ice queen. You have to kind of like, you know, be a bitch. No offense to you in a way, but like you have to do that, like for them to respect you a little bit. Like they don't fucking respect you. They don't like you. They don't care about you. They don't love you. Okay, I'm not the kind of person that's gonna come to you and sugarcoat shit. That's not the kind of person that I am. I'm a Capricorn, babe. No. This person does not give a fuck about you. I had to say it in that way because I feel like if you're part of this collective, and if you're in a part of a position where you can see clearly that this person's actions, their behaviors, and the things that they're saying and doing are not in alignment with your best interest and in your best regard and respect, and you're still in a place of contemplation for whatever reason, then potentially you need to hear it as raw as I possibly can say it to you. This person does not give a fuck about you. They don't. They barely give a fuck about themselves, if we're being honest. This is not a person who I would entrust with my heart, my body, or anything. So that may also be why you need to get tested. You know what I mean? Yeah, this person, it's going to hurt. Your absence is going to hurt them, but it doesn't matter how they feel. It doesn't matter. How they feel is irrelevant to the situation. What they deeply in their whole soul and at the most molecular level, they could be loving you and not knowing what to do and being overcome with themselves and all of that. But if the way that it's filtered through this 3D reality that we're in right now, if it's showing up as them being an asshole, abusive, mean, manipulative, inconsistent, an asshole again, a bastard, a bitch, or any of these things, if they're showing up as these kind of people and they're hurting you, or they're watching you suffer, and they have the ability to come in and help you and they don't, and they have the ability to be considerate of you and they don't, or they have the choices to be there for you in the ways that you need them to be there for you and they don't, again, it doesn't matter what the deep levels and cores and higher self and lower self and inner self and all these different things or whatever their ancestors are saying. Who gives a fuck about none of that? What is it showing for you in your life, and how it's filtered through this reality and how you're receiving it? Again, you cannot associate with people who have this energy, who have like these loser-like tendencies, who have these asshole-like tendencies, these fuckboy, fuckgirl tendencies, and they're doing these things and they're fucking holding you back and holding you down and dragging you down like an anchor so you can drown in your own misery when you can save yourself. Some of you guys have to learn how to be more selfish. Some of you guys have to learn how to do that. And it's like, you know, you may have to take on that Queen of Swords energy and like let that be how you are. No nonsense. Judge Judy strict ass shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to do that. I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care what this person is, what they got to say. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't care. I'm not... I don't give a fuck. Okay? No offense. Again, I talk the way that I speak the way that I speak. I talk the way that I talk. Because every reading does not garner the same energy and the same emotion, but coming from a diviner who has read thousands of people, and I've come across a lot of energy, I can tell you that a person who wants to change is going to change on their own, in their own timing, okay? And potentially there may be some sort of stimulus that causes them to change, but a lot of times that change is not going to be you, okay? And if it is from you, if you're provoking that change, it's temporary. Change has to really come from within. It's a mind, body, soul union. You have to decide this. You have to work for it. You have to fight for it. You have to chip away at these habits and break them. Okay? And if a person can miraculously get it together and hold it together for a brief amount of time, it's because it's not true change. That's performative. And as soon as the scene is over, they're going back to who they were. It's an actor. It's an acting. It's play. It's make-believe. It's not real. That's the thing you have to understand. Okay? So, yeah. Let's keep going. Any other messages for the Power One? Yeah. You got healing to do because you have such a beautiful journey ahead of you, and you have love coming for you as well. That's the big thing. You have love. You have love coming for you. Love is coming, and I love that. And yeah, and I feel like you're going to experience people spinning the block. There are going to be people who spin the block on your ass. Because you do have this kind of energy where your love is like, whoa, you know. But the problem is, the thing is, I don't want to offend you either. I'm not trying to offend you. And I hope that you understand that. But I also want you to know realistically, because I've been in the position that you're in. I have been the person that has martyred myself. I've done so much. I've given so much. I've loved so much. I've had so much patience and kindness. And I've done so much to pour into people, friends, family, work. Hell, even when I first started doing readings, I used to find myself consistently drained because I was just so available and I did so much and I was overboard. Okay? I didn't even respect my own rules and boundaries. Gave so much more than I was given back in a lot of situations. So I speak this because coming from a person that has been through the bulk of my Saturn return and it's almost fucking over, baby, when I tell you, I know what that's like. Okay? I know what it's like, and I'm coming from a place of experience. I'm coming from a place of wisdom. I'm coming from a place of been there, done that. Had to learn that the hard way multiple times in my life, from multiple people in my life. And I'm telling you that you don't have to keep going through this. You can opt out of the karmic cycle. And with it being a 9-year, especially if you're watching this in 2025, this being a 9-year, this is a chance to close the fucking cycle up. It's a chance to get off the fucking ride and not have to go through it no more. Okay? That's a chance. That's an opportunity. Okay? So, but in order to do that, you have to be willing to walk away and not look back. You have to be willing to choose what's best for yourself. You have to be willing to be selfish. You have to be willing to be the bitch. If they're able to be an asshole or a bitch or whatever the fuck they are, you need to be willing to do the same fucking thing, but for yourself, to yourself, for your life, for your betterment, to alter your reality so you can have something that actually is more in alignment with the kind of vision you have for yourself. Okay? Because you have the ability to have love, but in order for you to have it, like, you have to go through some drastic changes. You have to experience these tower moments. That you have to come to a head, that realization, and you have to really let it sink in. Okay? So, yeah. You know, you're going to have, like I said, another thing is that you have to move forward. Okay? There's people who will look back and remember fondly the kind of relationship that you have had with them, or the kind of connection you've given them, or the kind of love or support and all these different things that you have once have flowing freely, okay, from you. All that alliteration. But you have had this energy where people can look back, and even if they've done you wrong, they can look back and appreciate all the ways in which you were a great person to them, and you didn't deserve that, and da 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 da. And a lot of people want to get their shit together and come back so they can come back to this soft place to land and rest up in your bosom, and be coddled, because that may have been something that you once did in the past. You may have been this soft place for them to land. You may not have made them be as accountable. You may have been a little bit more soft and gentle with them when you should have been firm. Okay? And so where you stand now is, hopefully with this growth and this change and this realization, and this is the last time that you're going through this, hopefully, that the people who try to spin the block on you and who expect you and want you to still be that same person that you were a long fucking time ago, hopefully they're in for a rude awakening. Hopefully they don't come with that bullshit, because you're no longer that person anymore. You've grown. You've grown. You've evolved, and you've gotten better with yourself. You put yourself first, right? Hopefully they're in for a rude awakening, thinking that they're going to come in and have all the benefits of what they once had from you and think that shit's still sweet. No. Okay? Yeah, I see you growing. I see you changing. I see you fundamentally, like, making people earn access to you, because you're on a forward trajectory. You have victory in your path. You have success in your path. You have wealth coming towards you. It's going to take a while to build there, but you have to be very discerning, and you have to be very protective of your energy and your assets and the things that you have that's going to be growing exponentially over the next few years in your life. You don't have the ability to let people come back in and take from you right now while you're trying to build. Okay? Too many cards. Yeah. 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's over. It should be over anyway. We all have free will, right? I can give you this reading, and I can give you all this advice that I'm telling you and letting you know, and I'm speaking these things to you, and I'm being as frank as I possibly can, so that there's no room for misinterpretation, so there's no idea that this person is going to get it together and give you hope and all that stuff. I'm not that kind of girl. I do not care. I do not care what people want to hear. It's about what you need to hear. Okay? And you need somebody to be real with you. You need somebody to be that friend that's going to cut straight to the chase and give you that dose of reality. And that's what this reading is here for you today. Maybe you needed that. This water canteen, right? Fill your own cup. Take care of yourself. You have enough for you. You cannot carry everybody on your back. And especially like with this water, this could be, and with the star too, this could be the water bearer, this could be Aquarius energy. It is Aquarius season at this moment. It could be, dealing with the Pluto in Aquarius, right? So maybe you're going through a major transformation with Pluto coming through. This could also be, Pisces energy, Cancer, Scorpio energy, you know what I mean? And then also, like the Queen of Swords, and I saw the air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So like a lot of emphasis on Aquarian energy. I also see the Queen of Wands on this deck, on this board too. So some of y'all could have fire energy, fire moon, fire Venus, fire rising, fire sun too, I guess, fire Mars. But some of you guys are evolving, you know what I mean, from the Queen of Swords to the Queen of Wands, meaning that although the Queen of Swords is very logical and she's not very emotional, she's making these decisions soundly, she's detached from these emotions, she can be a little cold at times, and I feel like you've kind of like made yourself be cold. You stripped yourself at times. Like, you have to detach so you can get these things done, right? But the Queen of Wands, she's intuitive and she's feisty. She's warm and generous, but she'll also burn you to a fucking crisp. And I think that, like, having this balance and this energy of fire, there's also confidence, there's sensuality and passion. Like, this is a really, like, lively person, very enlivened person who has a lot of, like, really beautiful, like, sacred energy, balanced energy. And the thing about fire is you have to know how to control it, because fire can warm you, it can be perfect for your home, it can help you cook your food, it can be vital to life, and it can also take life. So you got to know how to temper that energy. So you're going to have to learn how to use this power that you're coming into and not necessarily abuse it, right? Learning how to have tact, okay? For some of you, it's just over, babe. You know? And some of you just might take a hit for a little while. You might have to be single for a while. You might have to, lose out a little bit financially if you guys were dependent on this person. But it will even itself out eventually, and you will find progress, and it will get better. Yeah, this person won't be sucking you dry. You will have a lot more clarity as well moving forward. So I just think that you guys have to just let this go. You really do. And I think that, you know that, because otherwise, why would you be attracted to this pile? Why would you want this reading? Why would you need this reading? You know what I mean? And if you listened all the way through, I definitely appreciate you. And I'm happy that you supported me and my channel. And I hope that this gets you where you need to go. Ideally, you know what I mean? Because this is not the easiest experience to have, but you should have it. You deserve it. Okay? You deserve better. You deserve the best. And you owe yourself to give it to yourself. You can't wait for others to give it to you and wait for permission from others. You have to go after it yourself. Okay? Okay. Pile two. Got 42 minutes and 32 seconds. Okay. Pile 2, ancestors and spirits. What's going on with pile 2? Who are the people that are in pile 2 who are attracted to the headphones? I'm going to put the headphones on, actually, just so I can channel y'all's energy a little bit better. Okay, pile 2. Okay. Tell me what's going on with pile 2. Okay. Pile 2, you guys might like rap music, I don't know. I just keep getting certain songs playing in my head right now. And also Cleo Soul. Some of y'all might know Cleo Soul. You might listen to her music. The song that's coming up for me right now is called Woman. It's by Little Sims featuring Cleo Soul, so definitely listen to that if it resonates. But yeah, check out Cleo Soul. Check her out. I love Cleo Soul. So, yeah. Pile 2. Tell me what's going on with pile 2. Tell me about the people that's in pile 2. Tell me so that way we can connect with them and see if this is the reading for them. Okay? Tell me about pile 2. What's going on with pile 2? Who are the people that's in pile 2? Okay? Jesus, okay? That's so interesting that came out like that. Okay. You know what's so interesting, pile two, is that y'all are kind of like, the way the cards kind of came out almost like a Celtic cross. That's kind of crazy, okay? Because I don't do that spread that often. So that's interesting that, yeah. All right, that's the one. Okay. Very interesting, I must say. Give me a minute. Okay. So I actually just went on ahead and did a Celtic cross for y'all, which is interesting because I don't normally do this spread, but I do sometimes. All right, y'all. So some of y'all are stagnant and you feel stagnant, and a lot of that stagnancy has to do with money. Okay. Yeah, like y'all are going through it, and I feel like maybe like you potentially feel like money is holding you back, or your lack of money is holding you back. Or money is coming in too slowly. It feels like maybe money is coming in, but you need it now, right? I have a structured settlement, but I need cash now. Right, that type of vibes. Y'all need money. Period. Like, that's the reading. I'm just playing. Some of y'all are having a move. Some of y'all are having a situation that's happening where, you know, you have things that are kind of like stunting your progress or your growth. And yeah, you like, dang, I need my money. Oh my God, all these pentacles, Ace of Pentacles reverse, Page of Pentacles reverse, the Two of Cups reverse, okay, Empress reverse. Okay, some of you guys are just going through it. Yeah, like you guys have a lot of financial woes in this pile, okay. So that's interesting because like the first pile was like love woes, and like the second pile is about, you know, your financial woes. You guys are also just unstable, or there's some sort of imbalance, you know. There's something about you guys where it's like life is just kind of like so topsy-turvy at this time, where it just feels like you are being like standing in the middle of a fault line, in the middle of an earthquake, right? Like life is turning upside down for you. Things are kind of like feeling like, oh my God, you guys, I'm about to start drowning. I have my head, you know, underwater or above water barely. This money, I need this money to come in so I can get through. I need this money to come in. And it's like, you feel like, you know, and this is tax time too, by the way. So I see some of y'all have kids in this pile and everything like that. So potentially some of you guys are experiencing, you know, delays, and you need to pay your bills and you need to do what you got to do. You got to make certain moves, and you're kind of waiting for the PATH Act to release, okay? Yeah, tell me you got kids without telling me you got kids when you got the PATH Act, okay? Um, so some of you guys are just waiting for that. Some of you guys are just feeling like, oh my God, I have so many things that are kind of going, the wrong way, and I don't know what to do, okay? Um, and a lot of y'all have experienced a lot of trials and tribulations and trauma. Like you just went through a bunch of shit, or you've had these things that have happened for you, and you're leaving this behind, and you're like having so much turmoil that has happened, and you're like, oh my God, like if I could just get some money, things would be better. But the thing about it is, the beautiful thing about this is that at least you have an idea of what you want to do next, okay? And you're willing to work for it, you're willing to fight for it. You've dreamed about it, you've manifested it, you know what I mean? Like you and it's interesting because some of y'all, this choice does not coincide with what other people believe. Some people just do not understand you or this choice that you're making or the things that you want to do, and they may not understand it either. So that's interesting. Okay, so some of you guys are planning to leave some shit behind, and it's just so much shit you're leaving behind, so much fucked up shit that you went through. You know what I mean? That you're just like, I'm not really jacking this right now. And I think this is a chance to start over. I think some of you guys who have accumulated things, you're going to have to leave a lot of things behind. This is a completely fresh start as well for a lot of you, because like you're leaving the tower behind. So that's like destruction. That's like complete annihilation, right? Of things, like a demolition. Like you've knocked everything down. It was rubble, and you have to rebuild your life from the ashes. And I feel like you've kind of gotten sure about what you want this rebuild to be like, or where you want to rebuild at. So some of you guys are actually moving, or you need to move, and you're waiting, for some money to come in, and it feels like it's coming in real slow. And even the money that's coming in may not fully be enough to cover you. So that may also be the concern that you have as well, financially, because it just feels like money is just low. Money is funny. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't shit funny, actually, except it's money. Like, you might not even be able to go enjoy yourself. There's a lot of things you can't do. Like, a lot of y'all are just struggling right now because money is like powder, okay? It's like poof. You know what I mean? Like, even just necessities, the things is like you still got to pick and choose which necessities you need the most, okay? Like some of y'all are really going through it real bad right now, okay? And I empathize with you because it is not the most opportune time. Eggs cost $11. All these celebrities are going on tour, okay? Donald Trump, and no offense to the Trump supporters, I'm not one of those people. But, hey, he out here trying to end our connection with the World Health Organization. And, you know what I mean? Like, and cutting off, like, food stamps and all these other Medicaid. Like, there's a lot of things that are kind of up in the air where life is just going crazy right now, right? For a lot of people who are the have-nots in this world are really realizing how much they don't have. And so, yeah, it's tough. So I think, the thing is, like, money's going to come, okay? It's slowing you down, but it's going to come. It's coming slowly. It's taking its time. You know what I mean? You needed this money by yesterday, and I don't know if it's going to come by tomorrow. You know what I mean? And even when it does come, I don't know if it's going to be enough to do everything. So even still, when it does come, I feel like y'all are still going to be put in a position where you have to, like, think about some things. You have to get clear. You got to make some decisions on what you're going to do next. And so I think it's nice to weigh out your options right now and figure out what path you want to go. And I think when you actually have the money in your hand and you have a better idea of what all you need to do, it's going to be easier for you to make these decisions. But you're going to have to be very, very realistic about what all you can and can't do. Because money is, and I see money coming, but again, it may be something else coming down the line. It's just not going to come all at once. It may not come all in the way that you need it to, okay, to make all the moves you need to make. So maybe you got to do different phases. Maybe you got to, work your way through this. So, I'm seeing also that this is important, that you don't try to bulldoze your way through these things. I know you have a lot of desires, and I know you want to do things, and I know you feel stuck in a rut, and you're like, I need this money. I need to do 50 things to get myself where I want to be and where I need to be. I can understand that, and I can respect the way you feel. Okay? But coming in guns blazing and letting this money burn a hole in your pocket is not going to fix your problem. Okay? You're going to need to strategize. You're going to have to be smart about things. You're going to have to be calm, cool, and collected, and give yourself a lot more time and ability to strategize and kind of detach your emotions from the situation and think a bit objectively so you can strategize the best, okay? Also, I think some of you guys are a little afraid of these changes, and maybe that's important for you to acknowledge that, especially now while you're not necessarily in the position to make all these changes so quickly. I think right now it is a good time for you to tend to that and feel what you need to feel and allow yourself emotionally to be open to the mourning and the change and the losses of life. And what's funny is that this reading feels a little bit like the reading that I did yesterday. So if you feel like you resonate with this reading, then this reading, I definitely want you to go back into the reading I did yesterday. And if you resonated with the reading I did yesterday, I definitely think that this reading here is still kind of indicative of carrying over, that same energy. So you may still, be working on these feelings that you have, okay? So the beautiful thing about this also, is that you're going to be blessed. You're going to get some money. Someone's going to give it to you. And that could be, actually, hold on. Maybe not even say that. Okay. You may be given abundance and you may then be able to redistribute that and share that with others. But there's also times when I feel like you're going to be put in a position where it's going to be where you are the recipient of this abundance as well. So I just want you to keep your head up, because it is something coming towards you, something coming for you. It is going to happen, and I think it's happening and you won't even suspect it or know it. It's you know what I mean? It's coming though. So I think that y'all have a lot to look forward to so far. Let's pull some more cards for you. Pile 2. Okay. You know, another thing too is that y'all have hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, babes. Listen. Y'all been going through it. Okay? It's been a rough time, okay? Last few months been tough. You've been feeling a lot of coldness and loss and just you've been going through it, okay? Y'all gone through a lot. Okay? Some of y'all even lost some people, important people, friends, family, loved ones, romantic connections. Like it could have been through physical, like death, or just losses of people just leaving your life, or you leaving people's lives too, because that's another thing that I picked up as well. I think what's interesting that's coming up here is that y'all finally have more of a clear path of how you're going to be the most fulfilled in life. And in order to do that, and I'll say it's like, let me say it like this. You have a clear view. I don't know if the path is exactly clear, but the view of how to get there, you have like an ability to see what all you need to do to get to this place of fulfillment and peace. And the obstacles there are the fact that you are going to have to, you know, encounter some uncomfortable conversations with people, some uncomfortable disconnections with people, some swift disconnections. You know, you may realize that there's going to be people who you no longer can communicate with like you used to, and you're not going to have the same level of okay, you're not really going to come out of this unscathed, okay? You're not going to come out of this and be on the other side as a person that's still like widely liked. A lot of people are not going to fuck with you. They're not going to like you because of the choices that you're going to make that's going to be best for yourself. They're going to feel slighted. They're going to feel like you did something wrong to them because you're choosing something that's best for yourself. They're going to feel like you're selfish. They're going to feel like you're an asshole. They're going to feel like, you know, you don't give a fuck about nobody but yourself. And whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so what? And I feel like in the past, being perceived this way and just being like unliked and having to go it alone and experience all the like difficulties that you're gonna have to experience with people that you love and care for, and like the pushback that they give you may have kept you small, may have kept you kind of stifled and like stuck. And so this could even be like you have people who are kind of like in your ear, or like who are pushing you to feel like you may not be making the best choice, or like they don't trust, like that you shouldn't trust yourself in your judgment. You know what I mean? Some people don't think that you're making the right decision. You know what I mean? So yeah, they may try to like tell you that what you're doing is not that smart, or too impulsive, or too crazy, or too out there. But in reality is that there is a lot of I'm sorry, I'm just looking. There's a lot of actually like beautiful things that can come from this. Actually, there's a lot of beautiful things that can come from this. And it will work itself out. It'll balance itself out. It may not seem like it initially, especially where you stand right now. You know, it's going to be harder to figure that out because, again, it's going to take time to build this life. Okay? It's like when you give birth to a baby, they're not born as a grown-up. They're born as a child, and you have to nurture that child, take care of that child. They're completely dependent and reliant on you. And you have to teach them things. You have to show them things. And then they get older, and then they start making their own decisions, and they start showing who they are and their personality. And then, you know, eventually, with your guidance and who they are, they'll form themselves into being their own person, right? And you have to give yourself the peace and the freedom and the space and the trust to build this life. You have to trust yourself and your ability to nurture this new life. This new life is gonna have some sort of legal documentation attached to it. So maybe there's contracts involved, maybe there's clearances, government clearances, background checks, you know, maybe there's some sort of legal process. Maybe if you're moving, this could be dealing with the visas or immigration. This could be dealing with you know, maybe you having to sign NDAs, or you having to sign certain things, and like, I don't know, but there's certain new things that's going to require you legally to carry out certain duties. Okay? This feels ordained. This feels in alignment. This feels like something that came from your ancestors. This came from a higher space. This feels like there's something that is about divine timing, something that was meant for you to go on. There is a path that's lit up for you here. And it will put you in a position of abundance. It will eventually put you in a position where you will be the person that is, it's going to flip your tables. It's going to flip your life. It's going to flip you from the position of a person that's in the need right now, because you're currently there, to being a person that can actually help someone who's in need. So you're going to be able to help other people. You're going to be doing some sort of, like, what you're doing feels like it's supportive of a contribution. It's like you're taking care of people, or doing something for people, or you're supporting a community, or like you're going to be having some sort of major impact and helping other people. So this is really important, that whatever you're going to be doing in this new life is actually like going to be a good thing for you. And what's also great is that you may already be doing a lot of the same things already, okay, in your current life, and you're doing it, and it may not be appreciated, or it may be taken for, like, advantage of, or like the impact that you feel like that is not as big of an impact as you'll make it for people who really are seeking you for what you're doing, what you have to offer. I feel like you know, there's a lot of hold on, y'all. You're okay. Yeah, there's a lot of energy that is coming up that you're going to experience some sort of like stumbles or blockages. Yeah. And part of that is
is about the move. I think that there is like some sort of resistance to this move, but it's not because you're not supposed to do it. I think some of these reasons why you're not, like why you're experiencing this, is because there's some people who may just wish ill on you. People who don't want you to do this. People who don't support this, right? So like when we have dreams and goals, like, and we want to protect ourselves and our dreams, like sometimes that may mean that you can't tell everybody stuff. And I feel like whoever you've already told, you probably told too many people, you know? That's one. Another is that, yeah, you got people who don't support with this. Like they want you in a place where they can have access to you and they can continuously, you know, control and manipulate you. Because again, you deciding to go a new path and do something different for yourself and being put in a better position and having more opportunities for yourself, it feels like you doing that will alter the ways in which another person who's looking to benefit from you, like they won't be able to benefit from you anymore. You know what I mean? They won't have that access to you anymore. And if you're around people who actually appreciate what you're doing and like you're making a difference and you're contributing to something, you know, that's worth more than, you know, just for yourself, then the people who don't appreciate you, the people who are entitled or who want to continuously have access to you, those are people who are not going to be able to compete. Like, you know what I mean? So this is interesting. This is almost like some people just don't want you to move on without them, because you moving on is going to show them or show you that they were taking advantage of you all along. Final messages or anything that we can leave the people here with so that they can feel better, do better. Final messages. Final messages. Do another show. Yeah, silence is golden. Don't tell nobody nothing else. Yeah. Don't. It's not, don't tell nobody else nothing. Okay? Money is coming. Money is coming. A lot of your concerns are finances, and it's coming. Some of you guys will have to let certain connections and partnerships and people go. Some of y'all will. You're gonna have money. You're gonna be able to rebuild your wealth. You're gonna really build it up. Okay, it's gonna take you at least a year to like get yourself really like where you want to be, but you're gonna be happy. And also, Spirit is saying, you know what, to those same people who are giving you these problems, like, use your discernment. You know, you just because you're in a position to give to people doesn't mean that you always should. So for some of these people, they ain't getting shit from. They're not gonna benefit from you growing and having this wealth. Yeah, some of you guys, wow. Yeah, some of you guys are meant to go this route alone or like with very few people. Like really, again, this is not a thing where this new life you're creating is going to be one that you are going to lead an entire tribe of people to this new world. You are leaving and you're going to go find you a new tribe. Okay? You're going to go find yourself where you need to be. You're going to find peace and love and happiness and abundance and you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. It's going to be good. It's going to take time. Again, this is not something that's going to happen immediately, but it's going to, over the course of time, it's going to get better. This is overall a good thing for you. A lot of your concerns is going to be alleviated. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of like more energy too. Like, it's gonna be better. Like, and it's gonna be beautiful. This is gonna be a good thing. Honestly, I think this is gonna be good for you. I don't see this being a forever thing, a forever change. It just feels like something that you're going to be doing, you know. And eventually, it'll make you'll decide to do something differently. But for now, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do for now. And especially while you're building your life and you're stacking these new, like, these chips and everything. Because I do see you eventually moving on from there. You know, moving on and maybe even moving again somewhere. So this is more of this is a longer pit stop, but a pit stop nonetheless. And this change is going to happen, and it's going to be good. And you're going to collect yourself and collect your resources. And I see you being there for at least a year, maybe longer. And when you are ready to go, it's going to be time to go. And it's going to be okay. And you're going to be fine. Like, life is going to be fine. It's not to say it's going to be perfect. It's not going to have its, challenges or anything, because you will have all of that. But you will be okay. And for some of you, business will be good too when you move. So you're going to have a lot more finances and abundance. Things are going to be okay for you. You're not going to have to worry about a lot of stuff. It's going to be okay. A lot of things are going to be okay. It's just, again, being willing and able to know that what you are building is something that you're building. And there's going to be times when you have to revise things and redraft and do things over. And it's going to take time to get it right, okay? So give yourself space, give yourself grace. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to get it perfect, okay? You don't need to have anything be perfect. No one's perfect. Nothing is perfect, okay? Yeah. I really, really love this for you, honestly. And you might even have like a little, like a little connection that you can come across too, So that's important. That's cute. Love can come for y'all if you're not in any kind of love connection already. Okay, y'all. So that is the reading. Wish you the best. And let me know if it resonates. Bye.